Welcome back, my friends. Here we are at game number 2 between EG's IdrA and FXO Oz. Another Protoss versus Zerg. Obviously, you know that this is game 2 between the two players. EG IdrA, our red Zerg player, spawning over here in the far left-hand spawn position of our current map, which is dual site. Good memory. And Oz, our blue Protoss player, over here in the right-hand spawn position. So last game, going to Oz, let's just talk about it for a moment. Oz had some relatively unsuccessful early game aggression. His first attempted aggression, which was a couple of zealots plus attempted cannons, actually set him behind more than it did him any good. His second push, which was with a few warpins of zealots, did a fair amount of damage and actually helped to even things up a bit. But then from that point forward, we pretty much saw IdrA in a fairly strong spot. He was able to hit with mutas, he did some spieling counter aggression. The only major hit that IdrA took during the mid game was during his roach push towards Oz's third. He lost a ton of roaches because Oz was able to force field those roaches in right next to the cannon and that wall off and allow his sentries and immortals to kill off pretty much all of IdrA's roaches during that push. That certainly hurt IdrA a bit. But besides that, IdrA won one or two engagements in the center of the map. He was able to fend off Oz's attacks, and he was able to counterattack with mutas, run a bunch of spielings into the natural and the main. But it wasn't enough. IdrA got hit with a large push there from Oz at the very end, and then losing his base there and about to lose another base after that, just called the GG. So there's a little recap of game number 1, and here we are at game 2 with the early game probe harass. IdrA will be forced to wait to drop that expansion until he's able to deal with this probe, unless he can sneak a drone by, which, yeah, unable to do so. So this guy's probably just going to be for scouting because he really can't do anything. Oz will delay this. Here we go, second drone. Let's see if we can get the hatchery down. Going to be close here, just dancing around. Do. There's the dance, and there it is. Drops the hatch. Oz not able to delay it any longer. We'll be forced to retreat shortly, as we should be seeing a queen and some zerglings popping out. There's the queen. No zerglings yet. There's 2 zerglings. So IdrA will be coming out with at least the 2. I think 2 will do it, to be quite frank with you. Now he just has to keep an eye over here. We are in fact seeing a Forge Fast expand here from Oz. Is going for that kind of diagonal position. May finish up the wall off over here as well, or just kind of chill out with a cannon or 2 to be able to defend against any pressure from that position. But it is a Forge Fast expand, and he needs these lings to keep an eye on that probe just to see if there's any pylons hiding around or anything like that. Make sure he's not doing any funny business is all. IdrA doesn't really need to scout the front quite yet because he is getting a full scout here with this Overlord. He knows about the wall off, so he's fully aware that this is a Forge Fast expand. Wouldn't hurt to check that gas, but looks like he's not doing that yet. Ling still chasing the probe, and he'll probably be chased all the way back to the main here as he tries to pull those Lings into the cannon. Ling's not falling for it. We'll be pulling back and grabbing the towers right now. Overlord continuing his scouting. Cybernetics Core, very nice position there. Very nice safe spot. No way that is in danger if we see any early pushes here from IdrA, which it doesn't look like we will. Not a lot coming out. In fact, he is coming out now with a 3rd. So IdrA moving quickly into his 3rd base. And again, just like last game, no early game gas as a result, as he just wants to make sure that he has enough minerals to get everything nice and saturated, get enough drones out, and everything of the like. Oz moving up with a secondary probe scout. That will quite easily get the intel that he needs as he is sneaking his way right on up. Makes his way into the main and will have no problem getting all of the intel that he needs. Just looking for tech. Wants to see, is there a roach warren? Is there a baneling nest? The fact that he spotted the extractors just now coming pretty much tells him that there are neither of those things, as IdrA would have really needed to get some gas earlier if he planned on using either of those units anytime in the early game. So Oz not too concerned about any early pressure right now. Pretty much primarily because he didn't even make it all the way in. The probe got like to here, so he didn't even spot all the way up here in that secondary scout. But the fact that he saw those gas so late, he knows it's not going to be a lot of pressure, too much pressure early on at least. 2 gateways coming out, 3 gateways. Where's the 3rd? Where is it? There it is. 3 gateways coming out, so we'll be sitting on 4 gates early on. Weapons level 1 coming through. We'll be chrono boosting out that warp gate research as well. Now, if last game is any indication, we should be seeing some early game aggression. It looks like he does plan to do so. Please For the love of God. If he loses another pylon without canceling it, I will be furious. Should be able to get out a warp in though. Even a single zealot. Please, Oz, you gotta be kidding me. Don't, if you lose this, I'm gonna be so angry. Oz lost so many buildings last game that he could have, would have, should have canceled, but didn't. And that pylon's another one. What are you doing? There's no reason not to cancel that if you're not even gonna warp in anything to defend it. Killing me, Oz, you're killing me. Now this one he doesn't have to cancel because he's got a zealot coming through. Lots of zealots coming through. Here we go. The early pressure here from Oz. He loves it. Oh, he loves it so much. And again, we'll be attempting that cannon, that early game cannon zealot pressure. We got a ton of roaches about to pop here for IdrA. Also coming out with another spine. I think IdrA will be pretty well prepared for this, but there's a lot here. There's gonna be a lot more warp-ins. Twilight Council coming out. Just going for this one cannon here. Zealots need to protect the sentries, need to protect the cannon. That's the game plan here. Traps the queen. But the sentry's forced back, unable to range that queen because these lings are getting right up in their face. And the roach is pushing forward, going straight for that cannon right now. Zealot's coming in to assist, but the spine crawler with a second spine over here. He's all set. IdrA takes care of this without issue. Take it easy, Oz's aggression. Ciao, my friend. Very nice defense there from IdrA. Now we've got 14 lings and 2 more roaches coming out. Metabolic boost is finished. This is a large force of roaches early on. Get ready for the counterattack, because here it comes. IdrA preparing to move out, first breaking down that pylon. And he is prepared to hit, and hit hard. How is Oz prepared? I don't know. Doesn't look good for Mr. Oz here. He's coming out with a Dark Shrine, weapons level 2, and a blank research. But my gosh. Very, very strong push here, breaking down the cannon. There's so many roaches. He's about to bust through this wall in just 1 second. A couple of lings make it up into that resource line as well, able to do some damage. There's just too many roaches here from IdrA. Oz cannot, will not defend this. I am not sure. This just does not look likely at all. This wall is about to be busted. Not enough energy on that sentry to get another force field down. And here we go. Workers try to engage. Oz taking significant losses here. Oh man, look at that. Devastating. Oz forced to call the GG. Oz attempted for the second game in a row some early game aggression. However, this time IdrA was more than properly prepared, massing up these roaches after defending against the early aggression from Oz. IdrA hits with a counterattack that proved to be devastating for Oz. Alright guys, it was game number 2 in this series, but we'll be moving on to the game number 3 in just one moment. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning. Good job, IdrA.